Hi guys, what's up? Am I audible and visible? Can somebody confirm? Hi guys, check, check, check. Hello, hello. Can somebody check and confirm? Can somebody please message in the chat whether I'm audible or visible so that we can start with the session? Hi guys, what's up? Good evening, guys. Okay, great. So, hi guys, myself CA Abhishek Bansal. I am from Mumbai and I take law and audit for both CA Intermediate and CA Final. So, glad to see you. So, thanks to KS Academy and thanks to KM Sir. Thanks to KM Sir that he has arranged this session. So, today, guys, hi Hari Prasad, HP, how are you? Oh, you're from Five Lights. I remember that Five Lights conversation. So, guys, good evening, everybody. So, today I'm here with a session wherein I will be teaching you about audit evidence chapter and one as Caro chapter. So Caro basically constitute around 4 to 5 marks in descriptive and 2 marks in MCQ, and audit evidence generally come for around 15 marks including MCQ. So total is 20. Total is around 20 marks ka chapter it is, both inclusive. Okay, so we're going to revise this. I'll be teaching you from my handwritten notes. So whatever notes you have of your author, teacher, module, your own self notes, or in case if you have studied through me, okay, my book you must have be having. So we have written those handwritten notes, so you can download those, study from there, and we will revise it together. At any point of time, if you don't understand any concept, if you need any other point revision again, please let me know so that I will clear it out immediately. Out of 20 marks, I want you guys to score at least 16 marks. At least 16 marks ka target we will keep. At least 16 marks ka target we will keep. Okay. So here we start with the revision. Let me know once you are ready. Please open the notes book. First we are doing Caro. Let me know once you are ready. Once you are ready, then we can start. Just message in the chat. Shall we start, guys? Let's have an interactive session. Let's have an interactive session. Hi, Harry. Great, thank you. Hi, Nivedita. How are you? I'm good. I hope you are studying and you have finished studying and you'll get very good marks. Let's start. So please open your notes. We're gonna start with Caro, guys. Let's start with Caro. Okay. So guys, Caro. So Companies Auditors Report Order 2020. In the exam, I would want you guys to write this as a full form. Companies Auditors Report Order 2020. Okay. First one. Sir, Caro, please write in the chat. Caro is a part of FS, a part of audit report. It is a part of financial statement, it's a part of audit report. Let's be interactive, guys. Please message in the chat. Even if it is wrong, it's okay. Caro is a part of financial statement or Caro is a part of audit report? Caro is a part of audit report. Auditor prepares the report. Okay. Very good, Gopika. Very good. Sir, Caro is applicable to which company? Caro is applicable to all companies. Sir, all means sub means all. All means every means each. Caro is applicable to all the companies. Caro is applicable to all the companies, including foreign companies. In simple words, Caro is applicable to all the companies. Caro is applicable to all the companies, including foreign company. Caro is applicable to all the companies, including foreign companies. Sir, Caro is not applicable to whom? Caro is not applicable to BIPs. Caro is not applicable to BIPs. Sir, what is BIPs? B is basically banking company. I is basically insurance company. P is private limited company. S is section 8 OPC and small. Sir, Caro is not applicable to BIPs. Banking, insurance, private, section 8 OPC small. Banking, insurance, private company, section 8 OPC small. Again we do banking, insurance, private company, section 8 OPC and small. So if you're a banking company, you are exempted. If you're an insurance company, you are exempted. If you're a private limited company, you are exempted. If you are section 8 OPC small, you are exempted. But for private limited company, you have to see three conditions: 1 and 2 and 3. You have to see, guys, three conditions: 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Sir, when do we check BIPs? We see BIPs on balance sheet date. When do we see BIPs? Sir, BIPs we see on balance sheet date. Whether you are a banking company or you are an insurance company, if you have changed during the year, we have to see last year ka 31st March. Last year ka 31st March. Okay. Now, private limited company ke liye, if you want exemption, so there are three conditions. First one, we say POR. What do we say? POR. P. Sir, if the paid up share capital and reserve is less than or equal to 1 crore, my paid up share capital and my reserve should be less than or equal to 1 crore. Yend outstanding loan should be less than or equal to 1 crore. Yend my revenue should be less than or equal to 10 crore. My paid up capital reserve should be less than or equal to 1 crore and my loan should be less than or equal to 1 crore and my revenue should be less than or equal to 10 crore. Paid up capital and reserves less than 1 crore and loan less than 1 crore and revenue less than 10 crore. Okay. So if your capital is 80 lakh rupees, if your loan is, let us assume, 80 lakh rupees, your revenue is around 8 crore rupees. If everything is less, guys, Caro applicable or not applicable? Tell me. Caro applicable or not applicable? Caro applicable or not applicable? Caro is not applicable. Srinath, you are wrong. If my capital is less and my loan is less and my revenue is less, if everything is less, Caro is not applicable. Guys, Caro is not applicable. Okay. If any one condition is contravene, what will you say? If any one condition is contravene, then Caro will be applicable. See, if you want exemption, your capital should be less, your loan should be less, your revenue should be less. If everything is less, then Caro is not applicable. But if any one condition is contravene, then the Caro is applicable. Imagine if I say, my paid up share capital and reserves is 80 lakhs. My outstanding loan is 120 lakhs. My revenue is, let us assume, 8 crore. The name of the company is ABP Limited. ABP Limited. In this question, can you tell me whether Caro is applicable or not applicable? Caro is applicable or not applicable. I want others also to write in the chat. Even if it is wrong, it's okay. We are here to study. Tell me, in this case, Caro applicable or not applicable? Very good, Hari. Very good. Nivedita, Caro is applicable because loan ka condition is contravent. Loan ka condition is contravent. Line is very clear. If any one condition is contravent, Caro is applicable. Caro is applicable. Okay. Panda Bear, you were wrong. Please check it why you were wrong. Okay. One more question. This is 1 crore. In this question, please tell me whether Caro applicable or not applicable. In this question, please tell me whether Caro applicable, not applicable. Caro will be applicable, not applicable. Sir, in this case, Caro is not applicable. Harry, you are wrong. Harry, my friend, you are wrong. Sir, why? Sir, my loan is less, my revenue is less. This is also less than or equal to, na? It says if it exceeds, then the Caro will become applicable. Then the Caro will become applicable. Understood? Now, so we have discussed applicability and non-applicability. We have discussed the applicability and non-applicability of the Caro ka part. Any doubt on this concept, guys? Any doubt here? Clear? Great. Now there are certain rules. Okay, remember this. Sir, BIPS we check it on balance sheet date. Sir, BIPS we check it on balance sheet date, correct? Sir, paid up capital, when do we see? Last year ka 31st March. Paid up capital should be less than or equal to on the date of last year ka 31st March. Sir, revenue should be less than or equal to 10 crore on the last date of the 31st March, correct? Sir, loan ka condition. When do we see loan ka condition? Sir, loan ka condition has to be seen. It should be less than or equal to 1 crore at any point of time in the last year. It should be less than or equal to 1 crore at any point of time in the last year. Now see what it is. Same example we are taking. Loan on 25th August 23 was 120 lakhs. On 31st March 24, the loan is 80 lakhs. So paid up capital is less, revenue is less, loan is 80 lakhs. It is also less. In this question, is Caro applicable to ABP Limited? Please tell me. In this question, is Caro applicable to ABP Limited? Tell me yes or no. Yes. Why? Sir, capital is less agreed. Loan revenue is less agreed, but loan is exceeding 1 crore at any point of time. Loan is exceeding 1 crore at any point of time. Understood now how to see? I hope your doubt regarding applicability and non-applicability is clear. All doubts clear now? Great. Now, next we move on to Karoka clauses. Okay, sorry, before we move on to Karoka clauses, there are certain important points. Let's revise that. It says, as per section 242 of Companies Act 2013, foreign company ka definition. Foreign company means a company which is incorporated outside India, having a place of business in India and conducting any business activity in India. Sir, foreign company means what? A company which is incorporated outside India, having a place of business in India and conducting any business activity in India. It's a foreign company. Number 2. Caro is not applicable. Caro is not applicable at the time of consolidation. Caro is not applicable at the time of consolidation. Caro is not applicable at the time of consolidation. So AB Limited, you will prepare your own FS, own audit report and own Caro report. Baby Limited, my holding subsidiary companies, they will prepare their own FS, own audit report. But when do we do consolidation? AB Limited will prepare the CFS. They will prepare consolidated audit report, but they will not prepare consolidated Caro. MCQ point. Caro is not applicable at the time of consolidation. Caro is not applicable at the time of consolidation. Then, understand this point. A Limited, public company, Caro applicable. Baby P Limited, Baby P Limited, paid up share capital reserves is 80 lakhs. Loan is 80 lakhs. Revenue is 8 crore. They have invested 55% in this company. So this becomes the holding company. This becomes the subsidiary company. This becomes the holding company A Limited and Baby P Limited becomes the subsidiary company. Correct? Now my question to you, champion, is Caro applicable to Baby P Limited? Is Caro applicable to Baby P Limited? Please answer. Is Caro applicable to Baby P Limited? Tell me, guys, tell me. Caro is applicable. What will you say, sir? Caro is applicable. So why Caro is applicable? Bro, understand. Now Baby P Limited, I agree it's a private company. Capital and reserves are less. Loan are less. Revenue is less. I agree. But the holding company of this private company is a public company. The holding company of this private company is a public company. So this company becomes what? Deemed public company. What it becomes? Deemed public company. What it becomes? Deemed public company. Now, so it says Caro is applicable to a deemed public company, that is a private company which is a subsidiary of the public company. So Caro is applicable to deemed public company. What will you say? Caro is applicable to deemed public company. Cool. Now, sir, for paid up share capital, what will you take? They are saying for paid up share capital, what will you take? Sir, all. All means you will take equity capital also, you will take preference capital also. You will take equity capital also, you will take preference capital also. So for reserves, what will you take? All types of reserve. All types of reserve basically means free reserve, capital reserve, security premium, capital redemption reserve, whatever in question they have given, add all the reserves. Sir, for loans, what will you consider? All kinds of loans, short term, long term, secured, unsecured, working cap, ODCC, everything. Sir, for revenue, what will you consider? All kinds of revenue, all revenue. Sale of goods, sale of services, then revenue from discontinuing operation, everything, everything. For revenue, will take everything. Till here, it is around 2 to 4 marks. Have you understood the applicability and non-applicability of CARO, guys? Any doubt on applicability, non-applicability of CARO? Please let me know. Clear, guys? Now, we're going to do CARO ka clauses, okay? So, I'll be teaching you one by one. The code is FIDA say PC has statutory income and it defaulted. FIDA say PC has statutory income and it defaulted. Number 2, public offer say what you did? You did fraud. You gave it to Nidhi. Then you gave it to related party. Then you did internal audit. Then you did non-cash transactions, and then last में section 45 IA is left. Then third stanza, cash losses, resignation of the auditor, material uncertainty, transfer to CSR fund, transfer to CSR fund, and adverse or qualified remarks. So there are total 21 clauses of CARO which we need to remember. 21 clauses. That's my guarantee you will remember CARO ka clauses. 21 clauses. First, F. Fixed asset. What is F? F is what? Fixed asset. Sir, fixed asset will include what? Both tangible and intangible. What it will include? Both tangible and intangible. What do you have to see? Sir, the record should display that the details, quantity and situation of both tangible and intangible. That means my fixed asset register, it should give the details of how much quantity of fixed assets are there. Are they working or not working? Is it legitimate or not legitimate? Give the details of both tangible as well as intangible. Sir, whether physical verification is carried out at regular intervals. We don't have to go and do the physical verification. Who will do the physical verification? Management will do the physical verification. So, whether physical verification is carried out at regular intervals. Then, sir, whether material discrepancy, if any, is reported. Whether material discrepancy, if any, is reported. So, these three are the duties of the management. The record should display that the details, quantity, situation of fixed assets of both tangible and intangible. Whether physical verification is carried out at regular intervals. Number 3. Material uncertainty, material discrepancy, if any, is reported. Fourth, lot of question on point number 4. It says title deeds of immovable property. What will you say? Title deeds of immovable property. So title deeds basically means ownership papers. So title deeds of immovable property shall display the properties are held in the name of the company, except where the company is a lessee, except the property where the company is a lessee. So company is a lessee means what? Except the property where company is a lessee. What does lessee means? Company owns the property or company has taken on rent? What does lessee means, guys? What does lessee means? Tell me. Except the property where the company is lessee. Very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. Where the company has taken the property on rent, where the company has taken the property on rent. Okay, logically. So you will not see any ownership papers there. Very good, Nimita, very good, Hari, very good, Srinath, very good, Gopika. Then, Sir, if the title deeds are not held in the name of the company, the title deeds are not held in the name of company. One second, my iPad got disconnected. Yeah. If the title deeds are not held in the name of the company, the following details should be given. What? Description of the property, gross carrying value, whether held by the promoter, director, other relative or employee, the period held and the reason for not being held in the name of company. The reason for not being held in the name of company. So the description, the gross carrying value, whether held by the promoter, director, other relative or employee, the period held and the reason for not being held in the name of company. Then, whether revaluation has been done, by the company of its PPE, whether revaluation is done by the registered valuer. Who will do the who will do the valuation? So registered valuer. So whether revaluation has been done by the company of its PPE and whether revaluation is done by the registered valuer. We don't have to evaluate. We have to check whether the revaluation is done properly or not. Then, important MCQ, in case of a change in revaluation. In case of change in revaluation, you will specify the amount of change if it is more than or equal to, if it is more than or equal to, if it is more than or equal to, sir, more than equal to means basically minimum. Sir, in case of change in revaluation, you will specify the amount of change if it is minimum 10% of the net carrying value of each class of intangible assets or its PPE. If there is a change compared to the last year, okay, imagine in the books the furniture fixture is shown as 100 rupees. If it is on revaluation, it is showing at 112, or if it is shown at 87 rupees. So either you talk about upside or either you talk about downside. If there is a change of 10%, if there is a change of 10%, if there is a change of 10%, whether upside or whether downside, then you will report in the audit, in the CARO. You will specify the change only if the change is minimum 10%, minimum 10%. Okay, 10% is MCQ. Then, whether any proceeding is initiated or pending, against the company under Benami Prohibition Act, that is Benami Transaction Prohibition, BTPA, Benami Transaction Prohibition Act 1988, if yes, whether the company has disclosed the details in the FS. We don't have to disclose. Who will disclose? Company will disclose. Guys, who will disclose? Company will disclose. So out of 21 clauses, this was my first clause, fixed asset. Any doubt on F fixed asset? So that we do next three together. Any doubt on fixed asset, guys? Great going? Great. Then next clause, so I'll do 3-4 clauses together, then I'll take it out. Okay. I talks about your inventory. So auditor will see whether the physical verification is carried out at regular intervals. We don't have to go for physical verification. Auditor will see whether management has done the physical verification or not. If there is a material discrepancy of 10% or more, check whether it is properly dealt in the BUA. If there is a material discrepancy of 10% or more, so 10% or more basically means minimum 10%, check whether it is properly dealt in books of accounts. Whether material discrepancy of minimum 10% or more, check whether it is properly dealt in books of accounts. Third, has the company taken working capital loan? Has the company taken, very repetitive point, has the company taken working capital loan of more than 5 crores from bank FI on the security of current assets? So they have not done anything wrong. You just have to disclose. Has the company taken working capital loan of more than 5 crores from bank FI on the security of current assets? And are quarterly statements or statements filed by the company to the bank or FI is in agreement with BUA? If it is not, give details. So when you take a loan, the company has to file quarterly statements or annual statement with the banker that the books and the stock is matching. Auditor, you go and check the statement what they have filed. If it is not matching, give the details. If it is not matching, give the details. It should be in agreement with books. If it is not, give the details. If it is not, what will you say? Give the details. Understood? Then, so F was fixed asset, guys, I was inventory. F was fixed asset, I was inventory. D. D is basically your debts given. What will you say? D. D is what? Debts given. Debts given basically means loan given. Okay, loan given. Sir, whether the company has given LIGS, please check your notes. LIGS. L basically means loans, I means investment, G means guarantee, S means security. Whether the company has given LIGS, loans, investments, guarantees, securities. To whom? To companies, firms, LLP or any other party. To companies, firms, LLP or any other party. If the company has given LGS, loans, guarantees, securities, the following during the year, the following should be indicated. What? Total amount during the year. Total amount during the year. And the balance outstanding on the balance sheet. How much you have given and how much is outstanding on 31st March. To such. What is such, guys? Subsidiary, associate, joint venture. Subsidiary, associate, joint venture. Number 2. Total amount during the year. Same point. And balance outstanding on the balance sheet date. To parties other than such. To parties other than such. Other than such basically means subsidiary, associate and joint venture. Subsidiary, associate and joint venture. Then. Whether the LIGS made is not prejudicial to the interest of company. Prejudicial to the interest of company. Prejudicial to the interest of company. Whether the LIGS made is not prejudicial to the interest of company. Prejudicial means it should not be against the company. It should not be against the company. 4th. Whether the repayment of principal and interest is regular. Whether the repayment of principal and interest is regular. Whether the repayment of principal and interest is regular. We just have to see whether the repayment is regular. Then, if the amount is overdue more than 90 days. If the amount is overdue more than 90 days. Check whether the reasonable steps have been taken by the company for its recovery. Overdue amount is more than 90 days. You have to see if the overdue amount is more than 90 days. Check whether reasonable steps have been taken for recovery or not. Remember, more than 90 days MCQ. Whether any loans and advances renewed during the year or any fresh loan is granted to settle the old loan to the same parties, then specify the amount of such loans renewed or fresh loans given. Imagine Hari has taken loan from the company 5 lakh rupees and he could not pay. So he come to the company for settlement. So company either they are renewing the loan, okay, you pay after 3 months, you pay after 6 months, or company gives him more 2 lakh rupees. So you take more 2 lakh rupees, do some business and get entire 7 lakh rupees. So if you have given any fresh loans, you have to give the details. Whether the company has granted loans or advances either repayable on demand without specifying the terms or period of repay. Whether the company has granted any loans or advance which is repayable on demand. Repayable on demand basically means short term. Without specifying the terms or period of repay. So what will you give? You will give the amount and percentage of total loans granted to the promoters or related party under section 276. So total amount what you have given and how much it is the percentage of the total loans outstanding. So this is basically what? This is debts. Fixed assets, inventories, debts. Fixed assets, inventory, debts. 3 clauses. A. Adequacy of 185, 186. What will you say, guys? Adequacy of 185, 186. Sir, the auditor should check as per Caro. The provision section 185, 186 is complied. If not, give details. The auditor should check the provision section 185, 186 complied. If not, give details. FIDA. So FIDA ka 4 clauses we have done. Fixed assets, inventories, debts given, adequacy of 185, 186. FIDA is done. P. Public deposit. What is P? P is what? Public deposits. If there are deposits accepted or deemed deposits, check DPO. What is D? Directives. P. Provisions. O. Orders. DPO. So you have to check directives of RBI, provisions of Companies Act, orders of NCLT. What will you see? Directives of RBI, provisions of Companies Act, orders of NCLT. Again, directives of RBI, provisions of Companies Act, orders of NCLT are complied with. FIDA say P. C. C is what? Cost records. Check whether cost records under section 140 is maintained. If not, give details. Check whether cost records under section 140 is maintained. If not, give details. So we have done 6 clauses. FIDA say PC. F. Fixed assets. I. Inventory. D. Debts given. A. Adequacy of 185, 186. FIDA is done. P. Public deposit. C. Cost records. In first 6 clauses, guys, any doubt, any question, any point? In the first 6 clauses, tell me. So far so good. Now, next. So next 6 clauses we will do, then we will proceed, okay? FIDA से PC है statutory dues. Statutory dues. Statutory dues basically government का tax. Undisputed, disputed. What will you say, guys? Undisputed, disputed, undisputed, disputed. Sir, when I say undisputed, sir, what does this mean? So that means there is no fighting going on. If it is outstanding for more than 6 months, it should be reported. If there is an undisputed statutory dues and there is no fight going on, you have to report it. You have to report it. If it is outstanding for more than 6 months, sir, if it is disputed, that means fight is going on. You have to report always the amount and authority. You have to report always the amount and authority. Sir, if it is an undisputed statutory due, you will report only if it is outstanding for more than 6 months. So in case of dispute, you will report always the amount and authority. Then FIDA say PC has statutory dues and it defaulted in repayment of borrowings. It defaulted. Sir, we have taken a loan and they have defaulted. The company has defaulted. Then, very important clause. Whether company has defaulted in repayment to bank, FI, government and debenture holders. Whether company has defaulted in repayment to the bank, FI, government and debenture holder. Number 2. Is the company declared as a willful defaulter? Number 2. Whether the term loans are used for the purpose for which they were obtained. Term loan basically means long-term loan. Sir, whether the term loans are used for the purpose for which they were obtained. Number 2. 4. Short-term money used for long-term purpose. What will you say? Short-term money used for long-term. Has the company raised money from persons or entity and used to pay off the obligation of such? That means holding company has taken the loan and they are paying such co-obligation, such ka loan. Please give details. Please give details. Then, has the company raised money by pledging securities held in such? Has the company raised money by pledging securities held in such subsidiary, associate, joint venture? Understood? So this is FIDA say PC has statutory dues and it defaulted. There is one clause missing here. 8th. Clause 8 is not there. Clause FIDA से PC statutory income and it defaulted. So we have done defaulted wala. 8th wala point is pending. That's not written there. It says unrecorded income. This also came in exam. Sir, whether any unrecorded or undisclosed income is disclosed in the accounts during the year. Sir, whether any unrecorded income or undisclosed income is disclosed in the accounts during the year. If income tax have raided the client and they have found some unrecorded income, the company, you have to disclose it. Alter, just see if it was unrecorded, whether they have disclosed it. If they have disclosed it, give details in CARO clause number 8. Unrecorded income, whether any unrecorded income or undisclosed income is disclosed in the current year, during the year. Okay. And clause number 9 is default in repayment of borrowings. Just read the question very correctly. It says AB Limited has taken the loan. Taken the loan. Clause number 9. AB Limited has given the loan. Clause number 3. When you give, it is debts given. Clause number 3. When you take a loan and then you default, it is clause number 9. It is clause number 9. So guys, we have done clause number 1 to 9. 10. Public offer. Clause number 10 is what? Public offer. Sir, IPO, FPO. What will you say? IPO, FPO. IPO basically means initial public offer. FPO basically means further public offer. Initial public offer. FPO basically means further public offer. When you come for the first time, it is called as IPO. When you come for the subsequent time, it is called as FPO. Sir, money raised through public offer or debt capital is used for the proper purpose. Details of delays and rectification should be given. Whatever money you have raised from IPO, it should be used for the purpose what you had mentioned in the prospectus. Any details of delay and rectification should be given. Then, whether preferential allotment and private placement is complied. So, preferential allotment का section is 62, private placement का section is 42. Whether preferential allotment as per section 62, private placement as per section 42 is complied. So, FIDA say PCA has statutory dues and it defaulted. Okay. And it defaulted. Then clause number 10, the next stanza, public say you have earned income. What you did fraud. 11. Clause number 11. What you did fraud. Fraud and whistleblower. So, fraud by the company, fraud on the company. What will you say? Fraud by the company, fraud on the company. The nature and amount should be reported. Fraud by the company, fraud on the company, the nature and amount should be reported. Then, whether the auditor has filed ADT4, whether the auditor has filed ADT4 with the CG, ADT4 guys, whether the auditor has filed ADT4 with the CG. Can somebody tell me what is the amount of fraud when we file ADT4? At what amount do we file ADT4 to CG? Anybody, any idea? One crore. It is 1 crore, minimum 1 crore का fraud. Prior period item, unrecorded income is disclosed in the unrecorded income only new. Arey, how can you say new unrecorded income? Current year में तो see we are preparing audit report of the last year, right? So 7 years, 4 years, 5 years back का income was disclosed in the last year. As an auditor, you will report कि whether they have disclosed in the financial statement or not. Unrecorded income basically means the prior year का income only. Understood, Nivedita? Prior years का income only. Clear? Then, in case of whistleblower, complaint whether complaints have been reconsidered by the auditor. In case of whistleblower complaints, whether complaints have been considered by the auditor, This is clause number 11. 10, public say you earned money. 11 में you did fraud. 12, you gave it to Nidhi company. Nidhi company basically means chit fund company. Okay. Sir, my net own fund to deposit liability, should be maximum 1:20 for meeting the liabilities. If I have 1 rupee ka net own fund, I can have maximum 20 rupees ka deposit liability. If I have 1 rupee ka net own fund, I can have maximum 20 rupees ka deposit liability. That's maximum 1:20. Sir, minimum 10% of the deposit should be invested in unencumbered term deposits. Minimum 10% of the deposit should be deposited in unencumbered term deposits. Sir, unencumbered basically means without any charge. So if you have 100 rupee, so you can take 90 pay loan. This 10% should be without any loan. 10% of the deposit should be unencumbered term deposit. Nidhi. 13. Related party transaction. So this is a related party transaction. The auditor should check. Section 188 is compliant. If not, give details. 13. 1888 related. How would you remember? 1888 related. 13. 1888 related. Clause number 13. 14. Internal audit. Does the company have internal audit system? And have the report of internal auditor been considered by the stat auditor? Have the report of internal auditor been considered by the stat auditor? So clause number 10 was public say you earned money. 11 may you did fraud. 12 may you gave it to Nidhi. Also one more way to remember 12 is 1:20. How do you write? 1:20 clause number 12. Nidhi company 1:20, clause number 12. 13 is related party, 14 is internal audit. 15. Only one line you have to add, non-cash transaction. Whether restriction of section 192 is complied with. Whether restriction of section 192 is complied with. Non-cash transaction. Whether restriction of section 192 is complied with. What is written in 192? You will check it later on. 16. Section 45 IA of RBI Act 1934. Clause 16. Section 45 IA of RBI Act 1934. Has the company obtained registration from RBI? This is for NBFC, non-banking financial company like Bajaj Finance, Manappuram Gold Finance, all those companies. Has the company obtained registration from RBI? Is the company carrying on non-business, non-banking or housing finance activities without valid certificate of registration? If it is exempted or unregistered, does it fulfill the criteria for exemption? If it is exempted or unregistered, does it fulfill the criteria for exemption? Then, does the group of company to which belong have more than one CIC? Have more than one CIC? CIC basically means core investment company. CIC basically means core investment company. Then indicate the number of CIC in the group. So you have to give the details of CIC. CIC means basically who invest in group companies, whose maximum business is to invest only in group companies. Okay. So we have done clause 1 to 16. Any doubt on 1 to 16? We will recall it again. But any doubt till now 1 to 16? Tell me. Cool. Let's try to recall all the clauses 1 to 16. Let's try to recall 1 to 16. Okay. So clause number 1, fixed assets. I, inventory. D, debts given. A, education 185, 186. Fifth is done. P, public deposit. C, cost records. Then S, statutory dues and unrecorded income and it defaulted. Unrecorded income and defaulted. Clause 9 is done. Then next stanza 10. Public say you earned money. Public offer 11. You did fraud. 12. Nidhi company. 13. Related party. 14. 14 is your internal. 15 is non-cash transaction. 16 is section 45 IA of RBI Act 1934. Section 45 IA of RBI Act 1934. Understood? Then next we move on to clause number 17. Now last 5 clauses. Has the company incurred cash losses in the current year or the previous year? Give details. Has the company incurred losses in the current year or the previous year? Give details. Give details. Has the company incurred any loss in the current year or previous year? Give details. Cash losses. Then resignation. Ating, resigning. What will you say, guys? Ating, resigning. Go with the sound. Ating, resigning. Ating, resigning. In case of resignation, has the auditor considered the issue, concerns, objections raised by the outgoing auditors? In case of resignation, has the auditor considered the issue, concerns, objection raised by the outgoing auditor? So 17 was cash losses, 18 was resignation, 19 material uncertainty. What it is, guys? Material uncertainty. Material uncertainty. Now, if there is a material uncertainty, the auditor should give details. In the opinion of auditor, whether the company can meet out the liability, whether the company can meet out the liabilities which are due in future, In the opinion of the auditor, whether the company can meet out the liabilities which are due in future. Then 17 was cash losses, 18 was resigning, 19 was material uncertainty, 20 transfer to CSR fund. What will you say, guys? Transfer to CSR fund as per schedule 7. Transfer to CSR fund as per schedule 7. Sir, whether any unspent amount of CSR is transferred to special account under section 135. So if you have some unutilized amount in CSR, you have to transfer to CSR fund. If there is some amount you have transferred, company you have transferred, I will give the details in clause number 20. I will give the details in clause number 20. 20. 21. Qualified or adverse remark. What will you say, guys? Qualified or adverse remark in other group companies Caro report. So imagine if there is a subsidiary. Subsidiary auditor has written a adverse remark or a qualified remark in the Caro report. As a holding quarter, what will you see? You will give a reference. Okay, subsidiary company may clause number 7, 9, 11 is not complied. Associate may, let us assume clause number 3, 4 is not complied. So whatever they have done, we just have to give the cross reference. Okay. So if the qualification or adverse remark in other group companies ka Caro report included in CFS, what you have to give? You have to give the details of the company or para number of respective Caro report containing such qualification or adverse remark. What you have to give? You just have to give the reference. These are the 21 points of the Caro. Any doubt, guys? Tell me. Any doubt, guys? Let's scribble Caro ka clauses so that you remember for the purpose of MCQ and descriptive also. Okay. So you also take a paper and a pen. Let's scribble all the clauses. F, fixed asset. I, inventory. D, debts given. A, education of 185, 186. Fida is on P, public deposit. C, then public deposit. C, cost records. Fida say PC has statutory. This is unrecorded income. And then this is defaulted in loan, repayment of borrowings. The next stanza, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 10, public offer. Public say money you did, fraud. 11 is fraud. 12, nidhi. There was a ratio 1:20. This is max. Percentage was at 10%, minimum 10%. Close points to remember. 13, related party. 13, 14, internal audit. 15, non-cash. 16, section 45 IA of RBI 934. That's for NBFC. Done. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 17. Clause number 17 is what? Cash losses. 18. Resigning of the auditor. 19. Material uncertainty. 20. Transfer to CSR fund. Qualified or adverse remark in group company ka Caro report. Group company ka Caro report. Qualified or adverse mark in the group company ka Caro report. Done. Tell me, guys. Are you getting confidence? We have done around 7 marks ka Caro. Any doubt, guys? People who have studied through me, we have done the same example, same notes, what you have written in the class. Others who have not studied through me, you can take this handwritten notes from the Telegram group. You will get this. People who have studied from others. Please don't skip Caro. Caro will come for sure in the exam. Okay. So let's take a break of 5-7 minutes. Chill. Get light. Okay. Relax. Hey, don't go. Please come back. Call your friends also. We'll be doing audit evidence chapter, close to 5 to 10 marks audit evidence coming in the exam, and then we'll do Jan 25 ka questions also in that. Okay. So I'll be teaching you more, approximately 1.5 hours, where I'll be teaching you audit evidence. So let's meet in 5-7 minutes. Hey, please come on. I'm here only. I'm not stopping the video here only. Okay. Get light and then we'll start. It's 6:50. Sorry, 4:57 right now. Around 5:5 we meet. Okay. We started 5:5. Please call all your friends also that we're gonna have fun party time. It's 5:5. We do audit evidence. Hi guys, welcome back. Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back. Let's start. So we are starting with the audit evidence right now. Please open audit evidence ka notes. I am opening audit evidence. Hi Ganesh, how are you? Let's see how many we finished today. Let's see. So it's a very lengthy chapter, very big chapter, very important chapter, close to 15 marks. It will come. Hi Satyapriya, hi. So it will come around 15 marks. Okay. If I open the analysis for you, this I have shared in the Telegram also and on my Instagram also. This is inter audit analysis, audit evidence. If you see, in Jan it came for 14 marks. This is just descriptive. Okay. MCQ I am not counting. This is Jan ka analysis. It came for 14 marks. Now in May, if I see 11 mark, May it is 11 mark. If I do September, September cut is 10 mark. This is just descriptive, okay? 11, 14 and 10, 11, 14. Correct? 10, 11, 14. This is just descriptive. MCQ, we assume at least 2 mark question would be there. So the range is 10 to 15 marks. The range is around 10 to 15 marks. Okay? So make sure you study this very well. Now my first essay, what we do is essay 500. There are I think around 6 standards in this. We'll try to do maximum what we can today. Okay, it says audit evidence. So what does audit evidence means? Any information obtained by the auditor while conducting audit and on the basis of which his opinion is based. It is called as audit evidence. So audit evidence is the information used by the auditor in arriving at the conclusions on which the auditor bases his opinion. So it will include both information contained in the accounting records underlying the financial statements and other information. So financial statements are prepared by accounting records. Like for example, if you see machinery, so sir, machinery ka ledger would be there. So ledger mein you have put the entry. That means they have purchased. So I go and check the purchase ka bill. So they must have made the payment. So debit credit you will see. So that means they have made the payment. So I will see bank statement. That basically my audit evidence. That is basically my audit evidence. Sir, accounting records include invoices, contracts, journal, subsidiary ledger, then journal entries and other adjustments to the financial statement. Records such as worksheet, spreadsheet. That is basically Excel. That's question number 1. What do you mean by audit evidence? That's a definition of audit evidence. Number 2. Sir, what are the types of audit evidence? What will you say? What are the types of audit evidence? It will depend upon the guys nature and depends upon source. Depends upon nature and depends upon source. So nature it is visual, oral, written. Visual, oral, written. Visual you saw. Oral you spoke. Documentary basically means written. Okay, then I have written refer 1.3 page 4.6. This is a model ka reference. So they have given the definition of what is written, what is oral, what is visual. So you can read from the model. You can read from the model this point. Internal and external. Sir, internal evidence basically means sales invoices, vouchers, etc. External basically means purchase invoice, bank statements, confirmation, etc. That is called as external evidence. Now, can somebody tell me out of visual, out of oral, out of written, out of these 3, which is reliable? Which one is reliable out of these 3? Can somebody tell me which one is reliable? Sir, written is more reliable. Written is more reliable. Documentary is more reliable. Very good. Very good. Okay. Out of guys internal and external. Out of internal and external, which one is reliable? Out of internal and external, which one is reliable? Hurry, you are wrong there. Sir, external is reliable. Sir, internal can also be reliable. Internal can also be reliable if my ICS is efficient. Internal can also be reliable if my ICS is efficient. Internal can also be reliable if my ICS is efficient. Then, see, it is written here. Audit evidence is more reliable if it is obtained externally, correct? Evidence obtained internally can also be reliable if the internal control system is efficient. Then evidence obtained in documentary form, that is written form, is more reliable than oral. Is more reliable than oral. Then next point says evidence obtained in documentary form is more than reliable than oral. Evidence obtained in original form is more reliable than in photocopies. Is more reliable than in photocopies. Evidence obtained directly by the auditor is more reliable than obtained indirectly. Evidence obtained directly by the auditor is more reliable than obtained indirectly. So this is basically what are the generalization about the reliability of audit evidence. Okay. Important answer 3 mark ka 4 mark ka answer. Sir, explain SI. SI means sufficient appropriate audit evidence. Sir, sufficiency basically means quantity of audit evidence. Bills 10, 15, 20. Which is sufficient, whether the food is sufficient or not, whether chocolate is sufficient or not. So sufficiency basically refers to quantity of audit evidence. Then appropriateness, guys, appropriateness refer to the quality of audit evidence. Appropriateness refer to the quality of audit evidence. Sufficiency is the quantity, appropriateness is the quality of audit evidence. Sufficiency is the quantity, appropriateness is the quality of audit evidence. Okay. Then there are some pointers we have shown. 4.11 page number is 4.11 and 1.51. It talks about sufficiency and appropriateness. Then just see this question, what I have written, important. These are the previous batch ka notes. Audit mein there is no change. It says explain the factors affecting auditor's judgment as to the sufficiency of audit evidence. Explain the factors affecting auditor's judgment as to the sufficiency of audit evidence. Explain the factors affecting auditor ka judgment as to the sufficiency of audit evidence. Whenever it is sufficient or not. So what are the factors? We will use the word Mrs. C. Mrs. C, material. If an item is material, sir, material basically means important. Important basically means significant. If an item is material to the FS, you will collect more evidence or you will collect less evidence? Tell me. If the item is material to the FS, you will collect more evidence or you will collect less evidence? Sir, more. So if I collect more evidence, then it will be sufficient, correct? Risk of material misstatement, sir. If an item is risky, like for example cash or maybe like stock, if I go and audit in Tanishq Jewelers, okay? You must have heard about Tanishq, okay? If I go and audit Tanishq, there, if you go, so if I talk about Tanishq Jewelry, the stock, and if I talk about, let us assume, air conditioners, you will collect more evidence towards jewelry, that is inventory, or you will collect more evidence towards the air conditioners, AC. Tell me. Where you will collect more? Jewelry, because it is more high risky areas. What will you say? It is more high risky area. That is risk of material misstatement. Then S, size and the characteristics of the population. Size and characteristics of the population. Mrs. C, S is basically size and C is basically characteristics of the population. Like imagine if there are only just 10 items. So out of 2 items select and then take a judgment. If there are 1,000 items or 10,000 items or lakhs of bills, so my sample size would be more, correct? My sample would be more there. So the code is what? Mrs. C. M is materiality, R is risk of material misstatement, S is size, C is what? Characteristics of the population. This is the answer. And I have written the detailed explanation on 1.5.3, page number 4.13. Correct? So there they have given the same thing only. If it is more material, you will collect more evidence. If it is more risk, you will collect more, and vice versa. If the size and characteristics, it also depends upon the collecting sufficiency of the audit evidence. So in the simple words, you can write the answer, but the heading is important. What is the code? Mrs. C. Materiality, risk of material misstatement, size and complexity, size and characteristics of the population. What is the question? What are the factors affecting the auditor's judgment regarding sufficiency of the audit evidence? Hold on. Just read this question. This is Jan 25 का exam question. Jan 25 actual exam question. Question number is basically 2C. This is ICA का paper हो गया 2C. How do they frame the question? See the level of question, okay? FRP and Associates are the start orders of Payne Private Limited companies into the business of trading and its operations across the India. Story. CAM is the partner in charge of the audit, is going to carry out the audit procedures with his audit team. Story. He entrusted CA Ravi, one of the team members, the task of obtaining evidence connected with the audit and submit the same to the engagement partner for finalizing the audit report. So audit evidence is written in SA 500, engagement partner is written in something 210, audit report is written in 700 ka series, okay? So like this you have to think, the brain should start processing. This is full story, full story, full story, full story, waste, kassa, kuppai, okay? In all the language I have spoken. Telugu, I don't know. How CAM should ensure that the evidence is collected. Evidences. So when you see the word evidences, your brain should start processing as if 500 will come. How CAM should ensure that the evidence is collected by CA Ravi during the audit will be sufficient for the purpose of audit or not. You tell me what answer you will write. Cheta. Oh, cheta. Tell me, guys. What answer you will write? The audit will be sufficient for the purpose of audit or not. The auditor should check, consider Mrs. C. Srinath, you are wrong. The answer is this, what we just did. Understand the question. What are the factors affecting the auditor judgment? Whether it is sufficient or not. The auditor should consider Mrs. C. Materiality, risk of material misstatement, size and characteristics of the population. Check the answer. Materiality, Mrs. C. R. Risk of material misstatement. S. Size and characteristics of the population, Mrs. C. Same answer. Handwritten notes. Concept clarity. If you have studied handwritten notes, if your concept is very much clear, easily you can crack the paper. There are teachers from South India only shouting on YouTube that paper came from outside, paper was very tough. It is not that. It depends upon from whom have you studied and how the teacher have taught. If the teacher has taught correct things, student would have written correctly. Student would have written correctly. And if you see, Jan 25, AI 46 I got. AI 20 I got. AI 22 I got. Okay, 20, 22, 42, 46. 42 is also there. 20, 22, 42, 46. Oh, this is Rahil Mehta. He got audit my 74. Audit my 74. And Rishika got 72 in law because I take both law and audit. So people get good marks provided they study properly. If you have not studied only and if you write nonsense things, you will not get marks, na? So study, revise. I think Hari and Nimita, I have shared the English marathon ka link also in the group, right? In our Telegram group, I have shared, correct? So can you post that here? I will pin it, that marathon ka link, so that people start watching. And I have been teaching from the handwritten notes only. I have taught from handwritten notes. So people in recorded session, if you're watching this session again, make sure you study from the notes and have your concept clarity. Solve May, September, Jan ka paper. If you solve three papers, you will get immense level of confidence. Today by evening, I will be sharing law ka videos also. Law, I think I did share law ka video. No, I did not, right? Law ka English marathon also, chapter wise revision also I'll be sharing today. Audit ka to I have shared, I think yesterday or day before. Law ka also I will share. Okay, so please watch it. Explain audit procedure for obtaining audit evidence. Sir, how do you collect audit evidence? By following two procedures. One is RAP, other one is FAP. RAP, risk assessment procedure. FAP, further audit procedure. In further audit procedure, you will do test of controls and substantive procedure. What will you do? You will do TOC. TOC is basically test of control. That is basically checking internal control system. Substantive procedure basically checking accounting system like Tally, Excel, SAP, all those. In substantive procedure, you have to see TOD, test of details, and analytical procedures. In test of details, we check test of transaction. That is basically P&L items. Test of transaction basically P&L items. It is called as vouching. And then you check test of balance. That is basically balance sheet item. That is called as verification. Okay. And then after doing this, we do analytical procedure. After doing this, we do what? Analytical procedures. So this is the procedure for obtaining audit evidence. Very important MCQ. Then, what are the techniques or methods? What will you say? What are the techniques or methods to obtain audit evidence? What are the techniques or methods to obtain audit evidence? So the code is what? ORE-ICI. What is the code? ORE-ICI. O, observation. Re-performance, recalculation. I, inspection. C, external confirmation. A, analytical review. I, inquiry. ORE-ICI. These are just the techniques. There can be more techniques also, like examining BRS, checking bank reconciliation statement, checking arithmetical accuracy. All are more techniques. But just remember ORE-ICI. Observation, re-performance, inspections, computation, confirmation, analytical review, and inquiry. In the exam, they have asked one inquiry, detailed answer of inquiry. Sir, inquiry consists of both seeking information of knowledgeable person, both financial as well as non-financial. Financial as well as non-financial. Whether within the entity or outside the entity. So you can ask financial information also, non-financial also. Within the entity also, outside the entity also. Now, inquiry is used extensively throughout the audit in addition to other audit procedure. Inquiry is used extensively throughout the audit in addition to other audit procedure. Then, so always remember inquiry, this is MCQ, inquiry is not just one of the is not just the only technique. Inquiry is one of the audit techniques. Inquiry is one of the audit techniques. Then, inquiry may range from formal to informal, to return to oral. It can be both financial, non-financial, formal, informal, oral, written, anything. Evaluating response to inquiries. What? Evaluating response to inquiry is one integral part of the inquiry process. Evaluating responses to inquiry is an integral part of the inquiry process. Then, Response to inquiries may provide the auditor with some important evidence. It is called as more appropriate supportive audit evidence. Supportive का other word is what? Corroborative. Responses to inquiry may provide the auditor with information not previously possessed or providing with some corroborative audit evidence. Corroborative basically means supportive audit evidence. Cool. Next answer. Explain audit trail and its advantage. What will you say? Explain audit trail and its advantage. Audit trail. Series of transaction. Audit trail basically means series of transaction. Like for example, if a company purchases, okay, so how does the purchase happen? Sir, first you must have done in your costing. You must have done reorder level, danger level, safety level, okay. If it crosses the safety level, we do the order. We invite quotation and then we place the order. So we raise a PO, purchase order. Again, first invite the quotation, then we raise PO. The production department will raise it to purchase department. Purchase department will invite quotations. Then they will finalize the best quality at the low price, best quality at the low price. They will finalize it. Then they will place the order. Once they have placed the order, goods will come. Then you will do the payment. All these are steps. So these steps in English is called what? Audit trail. What it is called as audit trail. So audit trail is basically what? A documented flow of transactions. Any transaction, a series of transactions. Okay. It is used to investigate how a source document was translated into an account entry, and from there it was inserted into the FS of the entity. Like for example, if you have done purchase, so how purchase happened, then you will pass the entry in the ledger. From the ledger it will go to the trial balance, and from the trial balance it will go to the balance sheet. So this is basically your audit trail. So auditor do not evaluate books of accounts, he evaluate financial statement. Why a financial statement? He'll come back again. Oh, trial balance are ledger are bills. He checks everything. It is called as audit trail. Sir, what are the advantages? A 3 mark, 4 mark answer. It is used as audit evidence to establish authentication and integrity of the transaction. It helps in maintaining records of the system and user activity. It is a step-by-step record by which accounting, trade details or other financial information data can be traced from their sources. Audit trails are used to verify and track many types of transactions, including accounting and financial transactions. Audit trails can be of fixing, responsibility, rebuilding events through the thorough analysis of the problematic areas. So these are the 5 advantages. You need to mug it up. Disadvantages. Audit trail involve cost because you have to check in deep, right? The cost is not only in terms of system expenditure but also in terms of time involved in analyzing the data made available by the audit trail. So you have to go into deep. So it is a disadvantage. 2 more answer. What are the factors which affect the NTE? So NTE basically means nature, time and extent of audit procedure when information to be used as audit evidence has been prepared using the work of expert. Using the work of an expert. Then your what are the factors to be considered by the auditor while relying on the work of management ka expert? Now understand. This is what? Audit procedure. What are the factors to be considered by the auditor when relying on the work of management ka expert? Now listen. 4.32 and 1.28. 1 second. 1.28. I will open module. One second. I am not finding it. I'll just download it. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah, 4.28. I'll just download it. .28. It says when information to be used as audit evidence has been prepared using the work of management expert, following it is affected by the audit process may be affected by following factors. So what are the factors? You can use the code CARSME. CARSME we have done in first chapter. It says the nature and complexity of the matter, the nature and complexity of the matter. Then whether it's a risky matter, risk of material misstatement, the availability of the alternative source, nature, scope and object of management ka expert, whether the management expert is employed by the entity or is an independent party. Then whether the extent to which the management can exercise the control or influence over the work of management expert. Then the auditor's knowledge and experience of the management expert, the auditor's previous experience of the work of that expert. So this is the answer. This is the answer. Second last question. Last question. What are the factors to be considered by the auditor when relying on the work of the management ka expert? 4.32. This answer. If the entity has employed or engaged expert, the auditor may rely on the work of management expert if he is satisfied that psi is obtained with reasonable assurance to form an opinion on the FS. Then, when the information to be used as evidence has been prepared using the work of management ka expert, the auditor should evaluate what? The competence, capability and objectivity of that expert. C. Obtain an understanding of that expert. Obtain an understanding of the expert. Understanding of the expert. U. Appropriateness of the expert ka work. QA. The code here was QA. QA. Competence, capability and objectivity of that expert. Understanding of the work of that expert. And evaluate the appropriateness of the expert ka work and the evidence for the relevant assertion. What you will see? QA. Relying on the work of management ka expert. Hold on. It did not come, it came in the previous attempt. Have you understood SA 500? We have done all the questions. There are 10 questions of SA 500. Have you understood all, 11 questions. Have you understood all 11 questions of SA 500? Any doubt, guys? SA 500. Are you able to recall the content? I'll just see the MCQ also. Cool. Now we are doing SA 501. I think probably we'll be able to finish 2 only. Total there are 8 are there. Total 8 are there. Then SA 501, it says audit evidence, specific consideration for selected items. What it is? Specific consideration for selected items. Specific consideration for selected items. Sir, when we talk about audit evidence, you will write SA 500. When they specifically says audit evidence for 3 items, inventory, litigation, segment reporting. What? Inventory, litigation and segment reporting. Inventory, litigation, segment reporting. Then you will use this answer. SA 501, 501. So what you have to check? Sir, inventory you have to see existence and condition. So these are the assertion. Inventory you will see existence and condition. Litigation claims we will see completeness. Litigation claims we will see completeness. Segment information will you see presentation and disclosure. Segment information you will see what? Presentation and disclosures. So these are your three assertions towards your three items: inventory, litigation and segment information. Then first answer, how would you obtain audit evidence for the inventory? How would you obtain audit evidence for inventory? So this is an essay on audit evidence for inventory. Number one, when the inventory is material to the FS, what will you say? When the inventory is material to the FS, the auditor shall obtain psi regarding the existence and condition of inventory by what? Attendance at physical inventory count. So you have to attend physical inventory count. So generally management would be counting. Generally, sir, management would be counting. So you go also attend, you also attend. So attendance at the physical inventory count, unless it is impracticable to. What will you do? You will evaluate management instructions and procedure for recording and controlling the results of the entity physical inventory count. Observe the performance of the management's count procedure. Inspect the inventory and perform test count. So management must be counting. You go and attend physically. You see how management is counting. Or you open 4-5 boxes, you see, inspect the inventory. And you also perform test count. Test count basically means you also check it on sample basis. Now, you will perform procedure over the entity ka final inventory records to determine whether they are accurately reflecting inventory ka count result. Then you will perform procedure, you will check in deep, you will check invoices, you will check books, you will check the ledger, the physical inventory ka details plus the books, you will compare it, okay, whether there is any mistake in that. So this is the audit procedures. Okay, this is my general answer, very repetitive, full chance of coming in the exam. Then there are 4 independent situations. Sir, what if the inventory counting is conducted at a date other than the balance sheet date? Sir, what if the inventory counting is conducted at a date other than the balance sheet date? What if inventory counting is conducted at a date, sir, other than balance sheet date? So what does this mean? If the inventory counting is conducted at a date other than balance sheet date, what does this mean, sir? So 31st March is the balance sheet date. So ideally inventory should be counted on that date. But practically I may not go. I'm not well. Example, I'm not well. Head is paining, stomach is paining. Chennai people 5 lights, full head paining every time in the class also. What will you do? So inventory is there only, you go on 3rd April. You go and check on 3rd April. You will perform audit procedures to obtain evidence about whether the changes in inventory between the count date and the date of FS are properly recorded. So 31st March is the date of FS, count date is 3rd April. So you go and check on 3rd April. Correct? Auditor is unable to obtain inventory count. Sir, I took the blessings of my mom. Mom, give me blessing. I'm going for stock counting, physical inventory counting. But what happened? Sir, I started suffering from diarrhea, loose motions. Okay, full tippe. I wanted to go, but nothing happening now. What should we do? Sir, you can't wear diaper and go. Right? You have to wait till that tip stops. Then you can go. So the auditor should make or observe some physical count on the alternative day, that is 3rd April, 4th April, and perform audit procedure between the intervening transaction. What is the intervening transaction? 31st March and 3rd April. See, management will count on 31st, but for us it is not practically possible to go on 31st. So we go on 3rd and 4th. So there might be some purchase sales, stock moving out. So we will do audit procedure on that. The auditor should verify the procedures adopted, the treatment given, and the discrepancies noticed during the physical count. Then 3rd, attendance at inventory count is impracticable. Impracticable. I'm suffering from asthma. Example. I can't go. Or imagine the factory is in Afghanistan. Afghanistan, there's a Taliban going it's with the terrorists. Will you go for outstation audit, guys? Tell me. Will you go for outstation audit? Will you go? Tell me. No, sir. No, sir. Impractical. So what we should do? We should wait? No, sir. You will perform alternative audit procedure to obtain PSI regarding existence and condition of inventory. Take confirmation from the terrorist. Hey, Lashkar Taiba, Yassalamu alaikum, Kulipilu Laturi, inventory of you will take some extra, you will perform some alternate procedure, correct? Sir, if it is not possible to do so, sir, I do not know Afghani. Al Habibi. What will you do? If it is not possible to do, what will you do? You will modify the opinion as per SA 705. You will modify the auditor's opinion as per SA 705. You will modify the opinion as per SA 705. Sir, inventory is under the custody and the control of a third party. Imagine if it is with the warehouse keeper or the agent or the consignee. So what will you do? You will request confirmation from the third party and perform inspection or some other audit procedures. But if the auditor has doubt over the integrity or the objective of third party, see, will take confirmation, but boss, third party is the wife of the director only. Sir, she will lie. So what you should do? You will attend and arrange for the another auditor to attend. Obtain service auditors ka report, their auditor ka report, inspect some documentation, request confirmation from other parties when inventory is pledged as collateral. So you take confirmation over in writing. Okay. So this is a separate question which came in the exam. If you have doubt over the integrity of the objective of the third party, what procedure will perform? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 points. So this is about inventory. What are the matters relevant in planning? The attendance at physical inventory counting. What are the matters relevant in planning the attendance inventory counting ka planning? So refer 4.5 module, page number 4.69. There are a lot of points, 6-7 points you can study. This is for planning the inventory counting. This is the entire audit procedure. I have taught you the entire audit procedures. Okay, question number 2 was audit procedure 2 and 3. 4th is basically your planning. Cool. Next answer. Litigation and claims. Next answer is what, guys? Litigation and claims. Sir, the auditor should design and perform audit procedures in order to identify litigation and claims involving the entity which may give rise to ROM. ROM means risk of material misstatement. Now, litigation and claims. You tell me, if I give you P&L, can you see the P&L and tell me, is there any litigation going on or not? How will you come to know whether the litigation is going on or not? Just seeing the P&L of a company. Can you tell me yes or no? If yes, how? If no, why? Tell me. Can you tell me? Boss, you can. Nivedita Gopika, you can. Sir, how? Legal expense account. If you see in the P&L, legal expense account is there. Why is there a legal expense account? So they must have paid to a lawyer. Why would you pay to a lawyer? Some litigation must have been going on. I will not just pay for time pass to a lawyer. Understood? Understood? So this is the reason how you do audit. Number 2, you will inquire with the management others with an entity. What is going on? Gossip. Full girls of the class. Litigation. Litigation. Yeah, litigation. Number 2, you will review the minutes of the meeting of TCWG. They must have met. They must have discussed about the litigation. And the correspondence between the entity and the external legal counsel. Legal counsel basically means lawyer. And then you will review legal expense account. You will check legal expense account. Understood? Now, sir, I have found a mistake in litigation and claims. See, if you know the amount, you will create a provision. But if you do not know the amount, you will disclose it by way of note. But basically, contingent liability we say, correct? So if the auditor assesses ROM, risk of material misstatement regarding litigation and claims that have been identified, you will seek direct communication with the entity or legal counsel. You will go and speak to the lawyer. Lord, bro, it's here, it's hi, I'm chartered accountant, yeah. First time, yeah. Case Academy, yeah. 5 lakhs, yeah. First time. After batch, AB sir, yeah. Audit of AB, yeah. Sir, you want to speak to lawyer. Who is the lawyer? Where is the lawyer? How do I talk? What do I talk? Whom should I speak? Sir, I don't have lawyer ka number. This answer says, but you can see communication. You can see direct communication with the lawyer. Are boss, to call directly to the lawyer, you would need his number. Guys, boys and girls and others, you tell me who will give the number of lawyer? Who will give the number of lawyer? Who will give the number of lawyer? Where will you get details of lawyer? Manager. So from the management, not manager, management, from the management. Okay. Now, management refuses to give the auditor permission to communicate with the lawyer, or management gave the number, but the lawyer says, keep the phone, keep the phone, get lost, I will not reply to you, because he is not bound. You have a right to speak, but he is not bound to speak, correct? What will you do? You will perform some alternative audit procedure. If that is also not possible, what will you do? You will modify the opinion. What will you do? You will modify the opinion. It says the auditor shall modify the opinion if management refuses to give the auditor permission to communicate or meet with entity ka legal counsel. Number 2, or the external legal counsel refuses. Number 3, if the auditor is unable to obtain SAI by performing alternative audit procedure, what will you do? Modify. This came in the exam 3 mark answer. I have written here important also. Then you will take WR. Auditor shall request management and where appropriate TCWG to provide WR. Clear? Next. Audit procedure for segment information. So segment information mein which assertion we are checking? Disclosure and presentation. Okay, that is basically your SA 501. So the auditor should obtain SAI regarding the presentation and disclosure of segment information as per the FRF. How would you do that? So obtain the understanding of how they are presenting, like DMart, Swiggy. They sell so many goods. So they have to present segment. So from grocery we have got this much, from food commission we have got this much, from selling membership we have got this much, segment information. Okay. Evaluate whether such methods are as per the disclosure in accordance with the applicable FRF. Evaluate whether such methods are likely to result in disclosure as per the applicable FRF. Third, where appropriate, testing the application of such method. You will test those methods. Then provide analytical procedures or other audit procedures appropriate in the circumstances. You will do some analysis. So this is basically your procedure for segment information. Correct. Segment information ka FRF is AS 17, but in the exam you can't write AS 17. You will write FRF, Financial Reporting Framework only. Okay. Cool. Next answer. What are the methods used by the management for segment information? In AS 17 you have done this. I'll be teaching here also. Module page 4.76, 4.15, 4.76. Yeah. Understanding of the methods used by the management. These are the methods. Sir, what are the methods? Sale transfer and charges between segments and elimination of inter-segment amounts. Number 2, comparing budget with the other expected results. For example, operating profit as the percentage of sales. You will compare that. Allocation of assets and costs among various segments, like rent expenses will be bifurcated among all the segments. Petty cash will be bifurcated. Electricity will be bifurcated. In I think costing you must have done all this. Consistency with the prior periods and adequacy of the disclosure as with respect to inconsistency. Consistency of the prior periods. So these 4 things you will see. Understood? Finish. Over. We have done SA 501 also. 500 was audit evidence, 501 was audit evidence specific consideration for selected item. How was it, guys? How was it, guys? Are you guys enjoying? Let's do Jan 25 ka question also. Okay. I have given, if you have attended my lecture, okay, I have given the technique, right? 3/4 of the question is story, Full story, full story, full story. What it gives you the hint of the chapter and hint of the concept. Okay. Now this is question number 1B, Jan 25. I am cancelling this cut up. I will read that again. Okay. Can you answer this for me? What audit procedure should CA Pearl to perform ensure that the methods used by the management to present segment information are as per the FRF? No, Nimita, I just give an example. See, if I talk about FS, you will see contingent level, you will see the notes also. I spoke about PNL. So in PNL, they must be created, some provision must be created, legal expense would be there. So you have to write what is given in the module. Don't write your whatever your heart says. Your heart says a lot of things, Nivedita. Yeah, right from the module. What audit procedure should CA Pearl to ensure that the method used by management to present segment information? So from here you got the hint. So this is on SA 501 segment information, correct? Now let's read the question. Fashion garment is a company engaged in the manufacturing and sale of ready-made garments. The products manufactured by the company cater to clothing requirement of men, women, kids. Pearl and Associate Chartered Accountant is the star auditor of the company. Partner Pearl asks the audit assistant to go through the segment information disclosed and presented in the FS. Assistant is new to the audit engagement and seeks a guidance on what is the key responsibility of the auditor in relation to segment information. What should CA Pearl guide the assistant on the said matter? What should CA Pearl guide? Sir, the auditor should obtain, CA Pearl should guide that the auditor should obtain SAI regarding the presentation disclosure of the segment information is as per FRF. Is as per FRF. Number 2. What audit procedures should CA Pearl perform to ensure that the methods used by the management to present segment are as per FRF? What audit procedure should perform? A and B. This is the method. This is the method. They are not asking about the method. They are asking about the procedure. These are the procedures. Let's check the answer. So full answer A and B. Obtain the understanding of the methods used by the management, perform analytical procedure. The same answer. The auditor is responsible regarding presentation and disclosure of segment information is in relation to the FS taken as a whole. The auditor is not required to perform audit procedure that would be necessary to provide opinion on the segment information presented on a standalone basis. Then they have also given those methods. So if they are talking about the methods, the answer what we just read from the model, they have written the methods also. So both the answer will come. Both the answer will come. But eventually it came from again handwritten notes. It came from handwritten notes. So SA 500 also came. We did the Jan 25 question. 501 also came. We did that question also. Guys, are you getting little confidence? Please share this video with others also so that they get a lot of confidence. Okay. So I'll be stopping the class today here. So sir has written as part 1. Okay. Thanks to KM Sir and KS Academy that they have arranged this. I'll be taking one more session where we'll be covering all the 6. So close to 20 minutes I take to revise, around 20 minutes. Okay. So 2 6 are 12. So close to again 2 hours. Yeah. So I'll be leaving you now. I'll be coming again. I'll share the link when the sir, I and sir will discuss when we will have a live session. So we will meet at on that day, probably this week or maybe next week. So attend those session also, wherein we'll be doing balance 6 chapter because it comes for 15 marks. I'm telling you, descriptive MCQ. Can't skip this chapter. So do this with me. Okay. Anybody, if you need the lecture, you can visit KS Academy. You will get all the lectures, fast track lectures, along with the notes also. And in the group, I have shared everything. Cool. Bye guys, take care, enjoy. Aim for a rank or 70 plus, which is earlier. We're gonna meet very soon, guys. Okay. If you have liked the video, do like it and share with your friends also. Bye guys, take care.